Hello people from YouTube. Let's begin with our lesson number 5. This is going to be a very colorful painting. So be ready. We're going to use a lot of colors. I'm going to write them in the description below, but I'm going to mention them as we use them, okay? Remember that this is a wet canvas with medium, and then I have a coat there of titanium white, okay? So it's medium and then titanium white spread around the canvas. Okay, we began here with a little bit of lemon yellow people. Yes, we are using it finally right in the middle, a little bit of kind of a circle, and then I grab some geranium. That's it. A little bit of touch of geranium with the corner of my brush. Be very careful, please. The white is going to help us to control the brightness, the vibrance of those colors, okay? That's why we have the white there. Okay, same brush, people. I'm using the same brush. And on the right, we have a little bit of ultramarine blue. And then you can see that this is a different blue. This is cobalt teal, or you can use turquoise, okay? These are different blues. We're going to have kind of a more ultramarine right side and a more teal on the left, okay? We're just playing around with the colors. We're going to see it. It's going to be very kind of magical, fantastic affirmation of shapes that we normally see, but we don't see them exactly like this, okay? Nor with these colors. It's going to be very pretty, kind of a rainbow, without having the rainbow, of course. Rainbow with colors. This is a cadmium orange. I'm spreading here around the yellow, and a little bit more over here and in the bottom. Okay, don't worry, this is going to be our light spot. This white, this yellow is going to be our light spot, and around it we're going to have a very cloudy environment. Okay, I wouldn't say sky because we're going to see what's happening here. Okay, these clouds are going to be kind of surrounding us. I don't know, like they are opening for us, creating a portal maybe. I don't know, kind of with a cave shape. You're going to see. It's putting some of the same colors right here on the base. And I'm grabbing my brush that I'm using for the blues. I'm using a brush for the blues and the magentas, and another brush for the yellows and the orange, please. Otherwise, we're going to get very muddy colors. We want some of those here and there, but not that much, okay? We want vibrant colors. You can see we're starting to form some mixes right on the canvas. We're not mixing on our palette. We're letting this mix right on the canvas. Look how the blue, look how that blue with the orange kind of neutralizes each other. They form this kind of greenish colors, maybe brownish. Yeah, that's what happens when you mix these colors. Okay, grabbing the blue, and I'm starting to feel a little bit more here and there. I'm going back and forth with my brushes. I'm going to be doing this through the whole painting, okay? Through the whole painting process. I grabbed here, again, more geranium. I'm spreading around, trying to create kind of I'm really not exactly sure at this point, but this part is going to be kind of the horizon, and below we're going to have the resemblance of an ocean. This is going to be an ocean, okay? It's going to appear kind of big, kind of very, very open, so it's more kind of an ocean instead of a lake or a pond. No, this is not that. This is an ocean. It's going to look very, very open, regardless of these cloudy formations that we're going to have surrounding us, okay? Okay, very good, very good. Keep spreading, letting those colors mix by themselves right on the palette. Okay, round motions to try to create those cottony shapes. A little bit more here. This is going to neutralize, but we also have some kind of red there, so it's also going to give us a kind of a violet color there too, right? Very good. I'm grabbing a little bit more of ultramarine blue here to darken these parts. Very good, very good. Okay. Yeah, here and there, a little bit. Remember, we are working with thick paint and a lot of paint on our canvas. We're not diluting right now, okay? Probably we won't even do that in this painting. Spread some of those blues right here by the base. Okay, let me pull this up a little bit. I'm grabbing here a little bit more of that geranium. Yeah, spraying it around here a little bit more. Okay. Here and there I'm changing the geranium for magenta, okay? It's a little bit random. I'm playing with the colors, okay? I'm playing with the colors. I have the general idea of what I'm doing, but I'm letting it be a little bit spontaneous. The shapes and the colors that I'm picking, okay? Here I'm adding pure white and I'm putting it right in the middle of that white to create a super bright white spot that's going to be very, very far away. Of course, it's the sun. This is the sun. Very, very far away. Okay, people, let me pick a little bit more of a titanium white. Yes, we're losing here a lot of titanium white. This is a fan brush, but you can use any brush you want. And let's start to create these shapes of clouds. Let's break this kind of mass of blue into a little bit like honeycombs, okay? Like honeycombs. Remember, they're like kind of stormy clouds. So we are going to keep that here. But if you want them a little bit softer, you can soften them more, okay? Remember, this is pure titanium white. And I'm slightly softening against those colors in the background, and it's starting to mix with them, okay? So we're getting a lot of cottony shapes, but with a lot of different colors in them. Okay, looking cool. Let's go to the other side to see the balance, okay? How much of this we're going to need here. Looking cool. Look, if you like these kind of edgy shapes in the clouds, that's cool, okay? But I'm going to soften them more. That's just a personal taste, okay? But if you want them like this, that's perfectly fine. They look super, super dramatic, super, super kind of scary. Like something very big is going to happen. You want to push the blurry, the softening a little bit more, you can do it too. That's just a personal preference. But I think at this point looks super, super cool. You could leave it like this, and I bet a lot of people would like it like this, just like this. This bluish kind of cone shape in the middle gives the sensation of a mountain kind of far away, and then those shapes in the back, also more mountains. Yeah, you could leave it right here and it would be a painting that is already complete, I think. Those marks, yeah, it's looking cool. Very good. I keep adding more titanium white, okay? I'm kind of trying to imagine where the sunlight is hitting these clouds very, very hard, and that is where I'm putting this titanium white. Okay, it's looking cool. Very, very good. In the edge, let me pull here some paint horizontally. Remember, I'm using here the brush super sharp. I sharpen it on my palette, okay? On my palette, I pull it, and the heavy load of paint on the bristles helps me to keep that shape, that super edgy shape. Okay, a little bit of softening here. Like it, like it. Yeah, this reminds me, I don't know if you know this painter called Frank Frazetta. Yeah, that's the name. Pretty cool painter, illustrator, fantasy illustrator. Kind of the guys that inspired me and helped me and taught me by looking at his paintings. Very cool. He kind of had a style sort of like this, even for the human shapes and everything had this kind of broken texture. Was pretty cool. Created on purpose, of course, with the brushstroke. But I kind of like a little bit softer this, okay? Because of course, an even more influential painter in me was Vallejo, Boris, another illustrator, kind of a student, because the style is very similar to Frazetta, but he has still painting. He has this very polished finish in his paintings, okay? No, you can't deny that he was very, very heavily influenced by Frazetta. Very good, okay? Careful with the white, we don't want a super white clouds, okay? We're using the white to create these shapes. I'm picking a little bit more of magenta and spreading here kind of a watery shape. Believe it or not, this is going to be water. That was the plan, so let's keep it. Let me spread this a little bit more here by the base. Okay. That looks like terrain, to be honest. Looking cool too. You want to convert it into terrain, you can do it too. But I'm gonna turn this into an ocean. But the sun is hitting very hard, so it's going to be kind of a reddish, like burning along with the sky. This is again cadmium orange. You can use to vermilion. Spraying it here kind of around the shape of the white, between the shape of the white and the first clouds, okay? And I'm pulling some strings to create a sensation that there's also clouds far, far, far away, toned orange by the sun, okay? But they are very, very far away, so They are very subtle lines around there. Okay, this is going to be closer to us, so it's harder. Cool, looking cool. Very cool. I'm just pulling some lines of paint, okay, of the paint that I already have there. Remember, our canvas is already super loaded with paint. You can use that too in your favor. Looking cool. Oh man, this kind of looks like a wave, super wave. Maybe 2 walls of water rising, one in each side of us. Yeah, that's looking cool too. That's looking cool too. Kind of a tunnel of water. Okay, I'm darkening here this part a little bit more. Ultramarine blue. Pretty easy. Remember that I'm using one brush for the blues and one brush for the yellows and oranges. Okay? Okay, let's soften these parts a little bit more because they are on the edges of the canvas and we don't want to draw that much attention to that part. We want to send our eyes to the sun, okay? To the sun. Looking cool, looking cool. Yeah, this is some more teal. Could be a very dark color too, as you can see. Even when we associate it with the water of the Caribbean, super clear, super pretty, but can be very dark too, okay? Let me soften these parts a little bit. This is a clean brush because I already have a lot of paint on the canvas. So it's going to be picking more paint from my brush, so be very careful in this part. Use a clean brush to do the softening in these parts, okay? And be very careful when you soften, because it can get pretty dirty. You start jumping from the orange to the blue, especially between those two, okay? Especially between those two. That's why we have that kind of walling of magenta and geranium, okay? That transition between the orange and the blue is kind of the geranium and or the white, okay? Yeah, so they don't touch each other and then they don't give us this kind of a super mode mix, which we are using, of course, as you can see here in the bottom part, but we don't want that everywhere, okay? We don't want that everywhere. We want this super shiny. This is a little bit of a... No, actually, this is yellow. This is yellow, people, pure yellow. Yes, this is lemon yellow, and I'm letting it mix with this magenta, okay? And I'm creating these lines of water, kind of. It's kind of the reflection of the sun coming to us on the water, okay? It's irregular, of course. Let me pull some lines here with my brush. Some more clouds, a little bit far away. Looking cool, don't you think? It's pretty easy and it's pretty fun. You just have to be very careful. Remember, this is all about controlling where you land your brush, how you move it, and the amount of paint you have on your bristles and on your canvas, okay? This is for you to learn how does it feel and how does it do. What does it do when you have this amount of paint? Okay, let me soften this part of the cloud a little bit more. Looking cool. Man, I don't even know where to finish this. Already looking cool. Just as before, but a little bit different. A little bit different. Okay, let's work spot a little bit more. A little bit more yellow. Okay, more yellow here. The yellow of the sun is hitting these clouds, so that's why we have these yellowy tones on our cotton. Good, good. Yeah. Pulling it into this geranium that we had there. Okay, let me paint this white part. It was looking a little bit too white for me. So let's color it. Yeah, kind of a frame of yellow, more sunlight hitting here. Looking cool. That's it. Let me pull this color a little bit more into the middle of the canvas. Yeah. That's it. Okay, people, let me rub my brush with reds. Let me add more uranium. Let me pull it. Circular motions. Very careful. Remember, at this point, at this stage of the painting, we are painting kind of with air because of the amount of paint we have there. Okay, you need to be very, very careful, but it's a good exercise for you to learn to control what you're doing with your brush. Okay, and how it moves differently when it's super heavy with paint. Okay, super heavy with paints. A little bit more red. Remember, you can change magenta for uranium anytime you want. Okay, it's kind of random. Very good. I'm trying to keep these different blues. The teal on the left and the ultramarine on the right. Okay, good. Kind of what unifies them is that those violets and purples that we created with the mixing of the magentas and the uranium with them. Okay, that's kind of unifying them. Cool. This is more titanium white with a touch of yellow. Okay, almost nothing. I'm touching some lines of sparkling water, of shining waters here and there. Okay, but we don't want that much. Very cool. Lines. Kind of what we did with our palette knife. Kind of the same idea. Touching the canvas with the edge of the brush. Now, people, this is pure white on my round brush, and I'm gonna try to pull these corners of the clouds into the middle of the water. Okay, cool. Kind of like they are lying there over the water, starting to cover it, but at the same time the ocean is evaporating and it's melting with the clouds. Okay, very good. Let me pull this here a little bit more. Same idea. Yeah, this could be a shore too, right? That line that we just did. Yeah, sure, and it also has the color of the whites on there. Yeah. But let's keep with our idea. This again titanium white. Very carefully, I'm using the full body of my bristles. Okay, the full body, the side of my brush to pull this white and create this kind of misty form, like ocean spray, evaporation, some dew. Yeah, that's why we are trying to create. Be very careful. I'm not pressing. I'm painting with air. Remember, I'm painting with air. You're gonna start to pull some of those colors, some of those darker colors. So be very careful with your brush. You have to turn it around, and when it's darker in all sides, wipe it with a paper towel, okay? And again, repeat. Very good. Look at these farms looking super cool. Want to leave it like this. Again. Okay. There, yeah. Pretty cool. Yeah, you're starting to see the effect, right? Pretty nice. Okay, let's go with our foreground. As you know, black, of course. Let's create a line. This is going to be kind of like a starting point. Yeah, maybe, so you don't go in there. We will have here the ground and some woods here, creating kind of a fence. Our foreground is going to be very, very simple, super simple. The easiest we've done so far, okay? Super easy. Look at my brush, only the edge of the brush. Sharpen your brush on your palette, okay? Load it with paint and then shape it, pull it from one side and then on the other of the bristles, okay? To create that edgy shape. Very cool. Now we have to fill this part with black. This is not the funniest part, but let's do it. Black. That's it. Look how my wood is kind of irregular in thickness. It has knots, it's broken, and in height too, okay? It's not the same. This is irregular, completely irregular. Okay, more black. Sharpen your brush, or you can use your palette knife. I decided to make this with the brush so it can give us the sensation of, I don't know, maybe cables there, maybe wood. We're not sure, but it's just the idea. Remember, some irregularities will help us to give the sensation of naturality, okay? Very cool. Put one of these here. Okay. Some barbed wire, maybe one of those. Maybe not all. I think we're going to make this taller, okay? Taller. Could this be a boat? Maybe. That's up to your imagination. That's up to your imagination. Yeah. And look, those mist forms we were painting in the background, in the water. Now they are kind of giving me the sensation that the wave just crashed on this shore. And this is the leftover of that crash. The water just falling down. Okay, spilling by the other side of this formation. This kind of dock, I don't know what this is, to be honest. Same brush, slightly loaded. These are just the leftovers of the black that I had in the brush, okay? And I'm darkening. Look how I'm being super careful because I don't want this to become a gray mess, okay? Want to darken some spots, but I want that color to be there, okay? I can darken the whole colors that I have there. Just darkening spots. Pay attention where you already have a dark spot. And in the darkest part of that spot, that's where we're aiming for, okay? That's where we are landing our brush. Okay, remember, this is not loaded. This is only the paint that was left over from the foreground, okay? From this kind of dock, these woods. I didn't reload it. I'm just using what I had there. Very cool. And look that I'm only doing this kind of on the edges of the canvas. And as I'm going to the middle, I stop. I want the central part to be that dark. Okay, careful. A little bit more dark here. This red, this geranium, magenta. Very cool. Very careful also. Very careful, people. Okay, remember, we don't want to kill those colors. Be very careful. As closer as you get to the center of the canvas, you have to be even more careful. Look, this is just my corner of a fan brush. It's pretty much nothing. Okay, let's go over this magenta. I think I'm going to add more yellow over here. Pure yellow, this is pure lemon yellow. The sun is hitting hard this cloud. Thick paint here, please. Thick paint. Oh yeah. I'm pulling it to the center to kind of disappear into the sea. Very careful not to touch the black of the foreground, please. Careful there. Careful. Very, very careful. Okay. Darkening these spots from before, but with a little bit of blue. Coloring that kind of grayish shape that I got there, okay? That grayish color that I got there. Cool. Touch of blue here. Yeah. Only with the corner of the brush. More yellow on my brush. This is pure yellow, okay? Heavily loaded, and I'm touching very carefully. Stick the paint to the canvas. Good, looking cool. Looking very, very cool. Very careful. It's heavily loaded, but be very careful where you land your brush. You can soften a little bit more. You like those textures, leave those textures, of course. I like some of those, so I'm going to leave them. I'm going to leave them be. Especially this one on the left, okay? This kind of wall on the left with yellow, I'm going to leave that. I like that. Starting to look cool. I didn't reload my brush here, very careful. I'm pulling the yellow on these bluish cloud shapes, okay? This white bluish. I'm pulling the yellow there a little bit. Be very careful. If you are not careful, you are going to turn this into a green field, okay? Remember that yellow and blue give us green. We don't want that, that's why, look, painting with air again. Some little touches of yellow on those white parts of the cloud. It's going to turn this into a little bit of a kind of an aquatic green, something like that. That's it, but not very much. Not very much, okay? Only little touches of yellow in the white parts that already have blue, okay? So they are going to give us this aqua feeling. Very good, very good. I think we are finished here, people. I'm going to leave you with a photo. I hope you like it, and please subscribe, and please share with your friends. We need those subscribers. Very, very cool. See you on the next time.